Hello, everyone. My name is Samanta Orellana. I am currently at Arizona State University in the United States, and today I am going to present about the O'Brien collection and how it is a valuable resource for the study of Anthribidae. As you all may know, Dr. Lois and Dr. Charles O'Brien dedicated their lives to the study of insects. Dr. Lois O'Brien is a Fulguroidea specialist, and Dr. Charles O'Brien, unfortunately not with us anymore, was a Weevil specialist. Both entomologists travel the world collecting and doing research about the groups of interest, and they gather an extensive private collection. Since 2018, this collection was transferred to Arizona State University. The Weevil collection, previously known with the acronym COWB, is now ASU COB and has around 1 million specimens of all families in Curculionoidea. At Arizona State University, Dr. Nico Franz and Dr. Sammy Lee are in charge of managing the collection. If you want to know more about Dr. Lois and Dr. Charles O'Brien's history and about the moving of the collections to ASU, I highly recommend to watch the short film The Love Bugs. Now, focusing on the Anthribidae specimens, prior to the O'Brien's collection, there were about 200 specimens included in the ASU insect collection in only a few drawers. With the addition of the O'Brien collection, this increased to 17 drawers, which were organized mostly by region. The collection was transferred as it was to Cornell drawers and unit trays by Amy Geyser, who was in charge of the collection at the time. I arrived to ASU on fall of 2019, and it became my goal to contribute to organize the collection in a systematic way. So I follow Bouchard et al. For some families and tribe names and organized the genera within each tribe according to Alonso, Sarazaga, and Lyle. Later, I corroborated the current names for the species with the Reinheimer World Catalog. At the moment, I only had experience with neotropical groups, so organizing the collection was the starting point to get to know groups from different regions of the world. A couple of years later, the collection went from 17 to 40 drawers, organized and curated. Each drawer and unit tray is properly labeled, and the collection has now a systematic organization. I have also identified miscellaneous material, at least to generic or tribal level, and have integrated those specimens into the collection. There are some protein port drawers, and many of the material is still unidentified. After organizing the Anthribids, I counted the specimens to make a quick inventory, and there are at least 8,648 specimens of Anthribidae in the O'Brien collection. They're classified in 3 subfamilies and 29 of the 33 current tribes. The specimens are from at least 52 countries according to the now digitized material. So just those who know me are aware that I love digitizing specimens. So after the quick inventory, I also started to digitize the collection. I transcribed the data on the labels of each specimen, georeferenced the locality, and at the same time, I was identifying the unidentified material or updating the names if needed. I also started imaging some of the specimens to illustrate the digital records. So far, I have digitized more than 2,000 specimens, which roughly represents the 26% of the collection. And I intend to finish as much as I can while I am still at ASU. For the images, I am using the passport stacking system available in the collection, and I already have more than 400 images of about 200 species. 244 images have already been edited and attached to the digital records. And why digitize the Anthribidae in the O'Brien collection? It is certainly part of the routine here at the ASU Bio Collections, but for me, it is especially important to make this collection accessible and connected with the world. The data and images now available online in many cases represent the only information or maybe the only illustration available of certain species of Anthribidae. So I am using the Ecdysis Symbiota portal to digitize the collection. This portal is maintained and managed by the ASU Symbiota team, but it's open to any entomological collection that needs to use it for digitizing the records. So if you are interested or want to know more about this portal, please contact Dr. Andrew Johnston at ASU or the Symbiota team. So once the records are available online through our Symbiota portal, the records are also sent to the Global Biodiversity Information Facility, or GBIF, which give the Anthribids in the O'Brien collection a global reach. To the date, this collection, including all families of weevils, has been cited in 84 scientific papers, and the data has been downloaded more than 23,000 times. Once in GBIF, data and images of each specimen can also be connected to other platforms to expand the impact each specimen has. For example, one of my favorite platforms is Bionomia, which allows the attribution of specimens to collectors and taxonomists via their ORCID or Wikidata IDs. So even now, I can contribute to give proper credit to Charlie O'Brien for his lifetime work dedicated to this collection. And I also can maintain a record of the work I've done or I am doing in the collection by identifying some of the specimens, for example. I can see that during this time, I have identified at least 770 Anthribid specimens from 42 countries just from the O'Brien collection. So, once accessible, what has been accomplished with the Anthribidae in the O'Brien collection? Of course, the collection has been vital for me to become familiar with most of the groups of the world, and with this understanding more about the neotropical groups, which are the main focus of my PhD. Additionally, one of the most important outcomes for me about being on site in this collection has been the opportunity to connect and collaborate with researchers in other regions. For example, several regional catalogs from North, Central, and South America are already published in press or in preparation in collaboration with several researchers. Also, the collection is an excellent source of reference material for visiting researchers and to identify loans that I have received. Imaging and digitizing the records has also been useful to ask for help to taxonomists with more expertise in different regions of the world. For example, this specimen from Thailand was identified by Shunsuke Imada in Japan, and this specimen from Madagascar was identified by Dr. Miloš Žisna from the Czech Republic. All this thanks to the digitized and uploaded records. With all these specimens digitized and identified, another resource derived from the collection is a simple website that I am preparing to display an organized version of the Anthribid groups available in the O'Brien collection. So hopefully this will also be helpful for researchers dedicated to the study of Anthribidae around the world. And finally, Anthribid specimens in the O'Brien collection are also useful for outreach and to have fun with other people interested in weevils or any insect. You can find me on Twitter. I usually share a lot of images or resources about digitization. I want to thank, of course, Dr. Lois and Dr. Charles O'Brien for sharing their lifetime work and giving new researchers like myself the opportunity to learn and produce new knowledge with each specimen they collected, preserved, and identified for so many years. I want to thank Dr. Sangmi Lee and Dr. Nico Franz for making every resource available for me to work in this collection. And I also want to thank Dr. Sal Ansaldo for showing me how to image specimens and Dr. Andrew Johnston and the Symbiota team for all the help with the specimen digitization. Thank you to the wonderful organizers, and thank you for your attention. Please let me know if you have any questions.